Hey everybody, Steve here. So I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the New Jersey drones. I'm obsessed with these things. I've been following stories about UAP and UFO disclosure for about 8 years now, ever since Lou Elizondo's story came out in the New York Times. And I've read a ton, I've watched a ton since then. I've even actually seen some UAPs myself. Which was very unexpected. After I'd spent several years researching it, I came across some myself in the Phoenix night sky that I've never been able to explain. I don't claim to have enough evidence that is dispositive to say what anything is one way or another. But what I do know is that these don't fit the conventional definition of drones or aircraft. They appear to be using some form of mimicry so that they look like something prosaic. But the reports that are coming back say that anybody who tries to get near them can't. Helicopters that fly close to them, the governor of New Jersey said, they go dark and then they disappear. There was a police helicopter pilot in New Jersey who told an assemblyman there that he was flying over top of one of these things and he felt unsafe and disengaged and let it get away with no explanation as to what made him feel unsafe. Drone pilots, private drone pilots like myself, I have a couple of DJI drones, have tried to fly their drones near these drones overhead to get a better look, to get photos, to get videos. And then they experience unexplained battery failures that either prevent them from launching or basically knock their drones out of the sky once they get near these things. They are flying at low altitudes, just above the treetops. They are flying at high altitudes, causing flight risks. Actually, New Jersey's medevac system issued an alert saying that the helicopters doing life flights had to watch out because there were 5 to 7 drones in the air at the altitude where they usually fly, presenting danger for doing any kind of rescue and life flight operations. The information that's coming out says that this just doesn't make sense according to any kind of conventional explanation. The weirdest thing is that they're not being taken down by our military. We're not seeing a military presence in the air. We have drone jamming technology that is supposed to be very effective. We have anti-drone weapon technology that should be effective. Those things aren't being deployed. These are flying over military bases, over nuclear plants, over reservoirs, over sensitive infrastructure, over neighborhoods. Again, low altitude, low velocity, below stall velocity for a normal aircraft. They're loitering in the air for hours. And I don't know if you know this, but as a drone pilot for the last 10 years, I have never owned a drone that had a flight time that exceeded about 20 to 25 minutes. Commercial drones rely on lithium-ion batteries. And even though battery technology is getting better, the flight time on even small drones is just really limited. You go through 3 batteries very quickly when you're trying to film something fully charged because they just can't stay in the air for that long. And temperature affects it. The cold usually makes the batteries not last as long. These things are staying up there all night. So that means they have an unconventional power source, at least for traditional drones. The Pentagon has come out and said, number one, they are not the property of any foreign entity or adversary that they're aware of. They've also said they're not our own military's drones. There was a congressman who came out and said that these are Iranian drones produced by China, launched from a mothership off the coast of the United States. But that's preposterous because, number one, out of the 5 largest air forces in the world, the United States of America fields 4. Number 1 is the U.S. Air Force. Number 2 is the U.S. Navy. Number 3 is Russia. Then number 4 is the U.S. Army, and number 5 is the U.S. Marines. So we have total air dominance anywhere we are in the world. We have the most advanced fighters. We have the most advanced sensor systems. We are the most technologically advanced. The idea that Russia could do this is preposterous because if they had this kind of technology, then they would be using it in Ukraine, where they're not fielding a very competent campaign. If China had this, they'd be using it over Taiwan. And remember, the whole reason why the CHIPS Act was passed 2 years ago and semiconductor manufacturing is being moved back to the United States is because the United States designs advanced microchips and then produces them in Taiwan. China can't make their own chips. We actually had to create legislation that stopped them from being able to buy advanced semiconductors from US companies because they were using them in military applications, and China is an adversary. China cannot make advanced technology that is beyond the reach of the United States. We design the technology that they use. So it's not China. It's not Russia. It's not us. So who could it be? Makes you wonder.